G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Flash Like Crazy. Today I'm reviewing two Nitecore headlamps. So in my right, your left, we've got the Nitecore HC60 UHE, beast of a light. And in my left hand, we got the Nitecore NU27. Let's check them out. All right, before we go to the table, let's just see how they look on. So this one's a lot heavier. The strap, I believe, is a bit better. It's a bit thicker. It does feel more solid. And you've got good angle going up or down. Okay, so let's just turn it on. So we'll just leave it on red for a second. So you've got a good amount of angle going down or going up. But really, it is quite a comfortable light. I'll just stand here so you can see it is quite a comfortable light on your head there. You will feel the weight though. We will go and weigh it, but it's definitely heavier than this bad boy. But very, very comfortable. Not too bad at all. All right, now, just put that there. Now the NU27 is less comfortable, but a lot lighter. The strap actually feels almost as good as that one. Not quite as thick and sturdy, but definitely feels good. That doesn't feel crap. It doesn't feel like there's anything on my head in terms of weight, but it's not as comfortable. And what I mean by that is the platform, if you will, that sits on your forehead is not bent enough. So it's kind of like poking into my head a little bit. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing. You're probably not going to notice it, but I'm just giving you my experience right now of what I'm experiencing. So this one here, it's got more of like a curvature. There it is there. It's got a nice curved platform. So that's why it kind of sits on your head and kind of curves around it. Whereas this doesn't have a nice curve on it, or it doesn't feel like it does because it feels like it's pushing into my head a bit more. Also, if I just turn it on, you only get the downward angle. You don't get up angle as well. Now that probably isn't an issue because you can just look up, but just saying, you only get the downward angle, not the up as well. All right, let's just see about this curvature here. So that it is kind of curved, but not as pronounced as that. Yeah, so that's why this one's a lot more comfortable, but a lot heavier. This one's less comfortable, but a lot lighter. What are you going to do? All right, let's go to the table. All right, so having a quick look at the boxes here, you see that the NU27 is going to give you a 600 lumen max output, but there's something really cool about this light, and it says it here, it has multiple color temperatures. See that? That's a very, very cool characteristic of this light, which I'll cover. Now, the max output on the HC60 UHE is 1600 lumens, so an extra 1000 lumens. It does come with an 18650 battery. This one here has an inbuilt battery. That may be a deal breaker for some people. And this has a lot of your information on the back here about run times and lumen outputs and things like that. So just pause that on the screen if you want to have a look at it. Now the HC60 comes with this little cool carry bag or carry box. You'll get your charger. You get your user manual, which I'll go through how to use it. It's quite easy. And you'll get a Nitecore warranty card. We'll use the English one. So that's a warranty card here, just making sure that you can use this if you buy from authorized dealers. Now in the NU27, the smaller one, you'll also get your user manual, which I will go through. You get this cool carry bag, and this seems to be like a waterproof carry bag. And in it, you'll get a little clip for it, and you'll get your charger as well. Now, just take note, and I'll just put all this back in here for a second. Now, the charging area for the NU27 is on the side here. So if I lift that flap up, and oh, you can't even turn it around. So you just got to lift it up. The USB-C cord will go into there. And then if you flatten that down, it stays there. Now, first impressions, don't like that at all, because look how easy that was. It's a very, very shallow port. And look at that, comes off without much difficulty at all. So, using this in the rain would concern me, I know it says that it can be used in the rain, but using this in the rain would still concern me just because look at that, it's very easy to pull off and you wouldn't want to get water in there. It could compromise the ability to charge it. So that's a little bit annoying, but this has some pros that this doesn't have. So that's one con. Now, the charging for this light is, I believe, here. So, and as you can see here, it says IP68. Oh, is that 68? Yeah, 68, which means that it is very, very waterproof. But again, it's a very shallow port. And when you close the rubber down on it, it just takes one little flick and it flicks up. So that's piss poor, in my opinion. So both get a cross, according to me, when it comes to their charging ports. You know, doesn't take much to make that charging port a little bit deeper and this rubber a little bit thicker so it sticks in flush, all right? For an expensive light or for a top quality brand, which Nitecore is, it should not be doing that. Now, now I'll just show you the battery that you get. So one big plus about this model is that you get actually a removable battery, which is really cool because it's an 18650 button top. I'm not sure if it's proprietary. I think it probably is, but I'm not sure in terms of like if you can only use 18650 or not. Sorry, if you can only use a Nitecore 18650 or not, but which would be quite annoying. But anyway, at least it is removable. You can buy other Nitecore batteries to bring with you, whereas this one, once it dies, you've got to charge it. You can't remove the battery because it's a built-in battery. Okay, so another massive difference between these two, apart from the enormous lumen output and what they can do, their functions, is the weight. So the weight of this light is 140.12 grams. So 140.12 grams. And the weight of this light is 57.25 grams. So which one do you think you're going to want to wear on your head longer? Obviously, it's going to be the light one. Well, it definitely would be for me. But the problem is, again, the issue with not having a removable battery. Very, very annoying. Okay, so we will go into run times and things like that, but first, let's just go into functions. So both of them, if you press and hold, we've got two buttons here, an on-off button and a mode button. Okay, pushing the mode button from off with both of them, pressing and holding, gets you into your red mode. If you single click on the HC60 with the mode button, it changes to white. Single click, changes to red. Single click, changes to white. Press and hold, turns it off. Single click on this one, on the mode, from red, does nothing. Press and hold, turns it off. Okay, that's mode button. Now, if we press and hold the on-off button, it comes on in your white outputs or your non-red outputs, right? Now, if I single click, I'm going to single click the on-off button. Changes brightness, okay? Now, single click the mode button, changes back to red. Single click the on-off button, changes brightness. Single click the mode button, changes to red, all right? Double click the on-off button, gets you to turbo. Press and hold the on-off button, turns it off. Now this one, single click the on-off button, changes brightness. Single click mode button, changes color tint. So it's got white, warm, and very warm. Or I'll say white, neutral, and very neutral. And again, changes the brightness, okay? So very, very cool. So on-off, single click changes the brightness. Single click mode button changes the tint on it, which is amazing that it's got 3 tints. Press and hold on-off button, turns it off. Okay. Now the run times are interesting. So let's go the NU27 first. So press and hold to turn it on. Okay, now let's get it to the low. Okay, so low here is 70 lumens, which gives you 13 hours. Medium, 200 lumens, gives you 6 hours and 30 minutes. High, 400 lumens, gives you 3 hours. And then double click, turbo, 600 lumens, no runtime. So that's probably going to step down pretty quickly. Now, press and hold to turn it off. Double click from off gives you ultra low, 6 lumens, 57 hours. All right. And that also comes in different tints. And they all come in different tints with this one. So that's some pretty good run times. Now, red light with the NU27, low 5 lumens, 27 hours. Single click. High 15 lumens, 8 hours and 30 minutes. And then from red, if I double click mode, 1, 2, it goes to flashing. So SOS, 400 lumens, and then also beacon, 400 lumens as well. All right, so that's beacon. Now press and hold, turn it off. The HC60, press and hold, get it on. Okay, so let's go to, make sure it's on low. Okay, low, 100 lumens, 36 hours. Medium, 400 lumens, 14 hours. High, 1000 lumens, 5 hours. That is a brilliant runtime. And then double click. Turbo, 1600 lumens, 3.5 hours. Absolutely amazing. Press and hold to mode. From off, let's go to red. Low, 5 lumens, 95 hours. Whoop. High, 15 lumens, 30 hours. SOS, 1500 lumens. And then beacon, also 1500 lumens. No designated runtime. Press and hold, turn it off. All right, so let's cut to night shots and then we'll come back for some final thoughts. All right, the Nitecore NU27. So this is on one of the outputs, which is seemingly a warmer tint. And now if I just swap that. So we've got warm, ultra warm, cool. Let's just do that here so you can see. Warm, ultra warm, cool. Warm, ultra warm. That's pretty cool. And then cool. I like the ultra warm. That one, that's nice. That's a cool headlamp, man. 3 different CCTs all in one. I love it. And three cycles on each, which is great. There's the cool light back. Very cool. Very good idea, Nitecore. Nice one. It's not too much as well, so it's a great kind of like close to medium range head torch. Fantastic. All right, see ya. All right, the HC60. So that's the brightest it gets. Wow. This is lighting up the whole area. That's fantastic. And then red. And red goes from high to low, high to low. And then back, whoa, that is, look at that for a floody, man. Geez, wouldn't mind that on the bloody fishing pier or the campsite. Phenomenal headlamp. And it's not too heavy either. Got some decent throw, but some phenomenal flood. All out of that. Woohoo! All right, see ya. All right, so final thoughts are, this one is a magnificent floodlight, epic runtime. You can swap the battery out, and it is heavier, but it's more comfortable. This one is a lot lighter, such a beautiful light. 3 different color tints plus red mode, fantastic. Downsides, it's not as comfortable, runtime's not as impressive, and you can't swap the battery out. Once this dies, that's it. You're gonna have to find a charging port or a charger. Both of the charging ports are horrendous. I mean, as you can see here, just from me looking, just from me using them, they've both come on. So both of the charging ports are horrendous. They both get a 0 from me for the charging ports. But apart from that, they're both great headlights, depending on what you want. If you want it for long-term use, I would definitely go this. If you want it for short-term use, I'd probably go this because it's a lot lighter and you just don't need the runtime that this one would get. But I will link them both in the description. You can see the prices in the description, and if you click on them, you'll be able to get them from Nitecore Australia or liteshop.com.au. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, stay cool and stay safe. See ya.